with your host, Sean Myrie. There's a lot of news going on right now in the universe. You know, um, I put, at the top of the title, D2E News, top five verse Adam22. Now, thought these guys were good friends because you always see them, talking on the phone on the No Jumper podcast about situations, right? Adam appears to like top five a lot. He even made a visit to Toronto just to see where top five grew up. And, he took a tour of the city with top five and his people. But recently, right, after Mr. Adam left Toronto, he didn't just come to Toronto to just check out top five. He done an interview with top five. And it's a very controversial interview because top five says a lot of things on this interview. I'm hearing it's very, very spicy what he's talking about, right? That's what I'm hearing. It's very spicy what he's talking about. Um, Bless up, Big Chill. This is a controversial interview, what he doesn't really want released, and he basically threatened Adam22 to shut down his platform. I don't know how he's going to do that, maybe as hackers. But people, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and comment. Bless up, Big Chill. Yeah, this is the big news. It's been around for a while, but I always wonder what happened to that interview, that little piece, what Adam22 done with top five. He was sitting down in some room and they recorded probably over an hour of an interview. And Adam22 recently, recently, because I seen a clip of it, was talking to Whack 100 about it. Right? Was it Whack 100 about it? No, actually, I don't think so. No, it wasn't Whack. It was Lush. It wasn't Whack 100 because they usually talk a lot. But it was Lush from the No Jumper podcast. Anyways, there's basically a battle between if they should release it or not, and Adam wants to release the footage. He wants to release it so bad, but Top Five has all these excuses why he doesn't want it released. Some like he's just beating around the bush. So what is Top Five hiding? Top Five loves to bring out shit. Okay, let me see what you're saying, brother. Adam Heat scores still recently. Who really interviewed to go to jail? You know what? You're right. He has a bad energy. Top Five. I mean, well, he has a bad energy too. It doesn't help. Both of them have bad energies. But yeah, Adam22 has a resume of people who's been on his platform getting locked up. A whole bunch. Let's see. Loose Cannon. Who else? I can't remember all their names. I honestly, that guy, for extra. Who else? Some A whole bunch of friggin' people. Yeah, I've been saying that a long time. Adam is a Fed. I call him the hip hop police. Him and Whack 100, the hip hop police. But this footage, Top Five does not want it released. Adam wants it released. Top Five threatened his platform, saying he'll get it shut down. Adam22 doesn't care. He wants it out there because it'll bring a lot of views, a lot of ratings. He's saying the reason Top Five doesn't want it released because he already has an interview with Vlad, and he rather Vlad's interview come out first before Adam22. Yeah, Whack is. Yeah. So the reason Whack is a Fed, hip hop police. Uh, the reason Adam, I mean, Top Five does not want, right? The reason he does not want this interview to come out, besides all the shit he was talking about, is because Vlad already has something, right? And he rather Vlad release his interview before Adam22. Yeah, Adam came to Toronto, did his thing, right? He really wanted to record a whole bunch of content which he did. I heard that he really wanted to record, like, you see the vlog. He has the vlog, but he wants to kind of release the interview, right? The full interview before the I guess the remainder of the content that he got in Toronto. So he wants to release the interview, then the content. But now there's a battle. Now there's a fight between him and his friend, right? He doesn't want the interview released. Like, top five's up and down. He didn't even do a recent interview in Toronto, his own hometown. He done it with some. He done when he came out. He done some interview with Pressa and them with some unknown girl, right, who was doing interviews. He really seen some shorts he released. What kind of shorts? He said something spicy's coming out. Yeah, top five was talking today. Something big was supposed to come out either today or tomorrow. He was mentioning some big news is going to be released. I don't know what it is. I just know that Adam is going back and forth with top five, right? He's going back. This interview, he doesn't want it released. He rather Vlad release the interview before Adam does. Both of those guys are accused of being culture vultures, anyways, and feds. Yeah, yeah. He went to Jungle, visit Jungle with top five, recorded content. That was the vlog part. But there's the interview part. I seen a little clip of that, right? And in the clip of that, I think he mentions another content maker in the video, and basically Adam doesn't want to have nothing to do with this content maker. Oh yeah, for he went to go Safor X, because Safor X was on No Jumper. Safor X had an interview and basically kind of invited him to his hood in Scarborough. So he went there, Adam. So Adam already has an interview with Sav, so they didn't have to go through all of that. But he doesn't have well, now he has an interview with top five, right? And this is the big controversy, what's swirling in that world, the podcast world, because top five just recently, not too long ago, almost died, almost got unalived, got a big slash under his neck, on almost got his head cut off in England, because probably the comments what he said about the people, the guys down there saying that they're soft. So he almost lost his life in the UK, right? He was down there for a while and he just made a trip back. It's peace with people now, all the us, but some no names still. You know what? He has cooked up so much shit, that brother. He cooked up so much stuff. I don't think no one wants peace with him. No one trusts him because he's on and off. 1 minute he's hot, 1 minute he's cold. So he's really gonna have to prove something to people. Like, I mean, like, do some community service, give back to the local community to kind of change people's opinions. But right now, he's known as a troublemaker. When he came out of prison, he was saying that he's all for the peace, and after that, you know what happened. So that interview that he done, right? There's a clip. I don't know if you saw it, Big Chill. There's a little clip, and he mentioned somebody, right? Another content maker in the city, and Adam says he doesn't want nothing to do with him. He doesn't want nothing to do with him, basically. I don't know what, you know, is going on, but that's the only clip I saw of that interview. What Adam recently is talking about, what top five does not want it released, or want certain things edit out of it, because he was talking real spicy on that pod with Adam. He was talking about a lot of things which could probably, get him in more trouble. So someone probably advised him, right? And recent news with top five that he got rid of his manager and some other people from his camp. He kind of filtered them out, got rid of them. Don't know what, but there's trouble in paradise. Trouble in Paradise with top five, right? On the Jane, man, like on top five. Peace, just saying. Man, that man is a spotlight everywhere he goes, man. And he must do his research before he makes moves. All I know, in Toronto, he's probably more safe than ever because the police is watching his every move. So whoever tries anything, guess what? The police will probably be right behind if anything pops off. He got the police as security, basically. He's not asking for it, but they're his their security. Anything what pops off near him, those people are gonna get caught. Yeah, everybody wants him, but the main thing is, soon as they do anything, the police is right behind him. Everywhere he drives, or whoever's driving him, wherever he is, the police is watching him 100%. He's never left alone, even when he's sleeping. The police is watching where he's sleep. So anybody who goes after him, they're gonna get caught. And I think the smart people know that. Uh, they're not gonna protect him, but they'll know who done it. They won't protect him, but they know who will be involved. A guarantee. And to me, that's kind of like protection. If the police are always around, you'll be a fool to do something. Be a fool to do something when you know that police is probably watching him. Oh, this man, them not like him. Yeah, a lot of people don't like this man because he made probably the culture, what you just said, look bad, man. Look bad. He threatened the weekend, right? He threatened the XO, right? The whole camp. He threatened them. I heard recently at the Kendrick concert that Six Buzz, which he's Somali, got touched, basically got punched, right? And probably the reason he got punched because he got a good relationship with Top Five. I'm talking about Six Buzz has a good relationship with Top Five. So why did he get punched in the face? Six Buzz from XO is probably because of that. Yeah. So Six Buzz is the guy who runs or owns the biggest media platform in all of Canada. What they say, right? Made a lot of money off of it, and he is good with Top Five because Top Five's last album or mixtape, if you want to call it, Activated, is produced by Six Buzz, right? So we're Weekend Goons. Six Buzz and XO Weekend Goons. Okay, because remember, Six Buzz and Top Five are good with Drake. So just say that's Drake's people. That's Drake's little, soldiers, right? And they ain't good with XO. That's why I said the real beef is between Drake, right? And the Weekend, hometown. So Top Five is repping for Drake, and Six Buzz is repping for Drake, and XO knows that Top Six Buzz probably been putting out all types of things against XO, and Top Five don't like XO, and he basically threatened the Weekend and all of them. So he said he got his goons to deal with Mr. Six Buzz. So we shall see. We shall see how that goes, right? So now, recent news. Not too much people are talking about it. This guy named Anthony Fantano, guess he's Italian. This guy is a hip hop journalist or a music journalist in America. He's famous for doing, I guess, reviews. He's been on many other platforms. Most notably, um, the Culture United or whatever with Justin Hunt and all the Drake haters, because most of all those people on that platform, they don't like Drake. They criticize Drake to the T. But this individual been caught saying, like, his past caught up to him, racial slurs, racial remarks, saying the N word, right? They criticize another content maker, right, calling him culture vulture and said he done all types of stuff. What's the dirt? They've been criticizing him. This same group, right? Curtis King and Justin Hunt and the rest of them. I can't remember all their name, but they've been criticizing What's the Dirt in the past and maybe recently for his breakdowns of one of Drake's songs, saying how much times Drake said the N word in there, and that's they never forgive What's the Dirt, and he's getting crucified. But this guy who they have on their panel once in a while, Justin Hunt, Anthony Fantano, he said the N word, right? Yeah, Dirt's a legend now, but he gets a lot of hate. He gets love. What's the Dirt? But he's getting a lot of hate too, especially from the journalist or hip hop, whatever people in America. He's getting it from them. There's a whole group coming for What's the Dirt. You get, you get what I mean? You got, like I said, Curtis King. You got who else? Like I said, Justin Hunt. You got oh, I can't name all of them because it's like they're all teaming up against him. And that Anthony Fantano is well, Justin Hunt and his whole crew are hypocrites. They never called this guy out. This is news. They never said anything, right? The Dwarfs people. Again, yeah. hmm No one, and they have to admit it. They don't give Drake a fair shake at all. They don't give him one fair shake. It's very biased. They put one person from Toronto on there, which you should at least have another person. Two, me, not saying three, that's three's a crowd, but at least two. You gang up on the one individual, so he kind of gives in, right? And you guys just criticize Drake, but there's not enough defense. There's not enough defense, right? And this Fantino or Fantano guy, yo, you guys look like hypocrites because he's caught. I don't care if it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, saying racial slurs. How come none of them addressed it? Yo, Hunt is fake too. I see something in him, some kind of hypocrite type of shit in him still. You get what I mean? Certain people, right? And I notice respect to my American people, but I notice anybody else, be it England, be it from Canada, who has knowledge of the culture, may have more knowledge of the culture. Some I feel they're intimidated of things what they may not know, especially for example regarding Drake. If you're from Toronto and you actually doing your content maker, journalist, and you know more than them, they don't like that shit. You get what I mean? They want you to behave yourself and stay quiet. They don't want to go viral. You're right. Yeah, they want to go viral, and they have. They're very known out there for this and Drake, right? And then there's this other guy, but I think I don't know if he was on Culture whatever United, Torre or Torre. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he goes in on Drake, man. Whew, he cooks him up. There's people in America that do support Drake. He does have a lot of support still down there. Can't deny that. People love him in America still. But you got a, a cult down there who wants to see him lose and they want to see Kendrick win. Big hypocrites. This is my thing. People always support Drake. People support Kendrick. But before this whole beef, these platforms wasn't praising Kendrick Lamar. If I was to go back at least over a year and just see their content, they would respect Kendrick, but they weren't praising him like now until he went against the enemy, what they say. Drake ain't in pace mad, yeah. West Coast not like him. I uh I think the West Coast does love Drake. I think that's a bullshit thing, what they say, right? It's like when everybody thinks everybody from Toronto likes Drake. And I mean, hates likes Drake and hates Kendrick. And you see the concert. You seen the Kendrick concert was packed, right? He had more than one night, and he does have support in Toronto. A lot of Americans thought, oh, he's gonna get booed, he's gonna be threatened, he's gonna get kicked out, Kendrick Lamar. No, they loved him. The show went on successful. Same thing. If they're hungry for Drake in America. Drake is smart. You notice Drake has traveled to Australia. He's in basically UK for a whole month. When's the last time he was in America? Think of it. When's the last time Drake was in America? He's come back home. I haven't seen him. And if he was in America, it wasn't for no performances. So he's making them starve, right? Millions of people. Drake does festivals. Yeah, yeah. Drake does festivals. Millions of people. But to be fair, Kendrick recent success is bringing in millions too. He's touring in the UK, and now he's going to Australia. But like I said yesterday, it's the same boss they both have, so I'm not surprised. OVO, respect to them. The only thing, I don't even want to bring it up again. Don't want no rant. OVO, I feel should have stepped up a little bit more when the battle was going on. That's all I gotta say about that. Shit like that. But I'm gonna talk about the other individual, Mr. Academics. Academics, he loves Drake. He respects Drake. He tries not he tries to be fair and shit. He tries to be fair, but he's not. He don't like Kendrick. And let's be straight up. Academics is big, one of the biggest streamers. He don't like Kendrick at all, right? He super favors Drake, right? So much that he's claiming, or people are claiming, that Drake send, Kendrick sent some goons after him to beat him up. I don't know if that's true, but he called them out. Says UK don't like Dorf because he says, huh? UK love Drake because Drake, I think, he helped with the production, or not, with the Top Boy and stuff like that, right? Aka love Drake still. Yeah, Aka loves a Drake. Aka loves Drake because Drake shows respect to Jamaican culture, aka Vibes Cartel, aka Pop Can, right? That's his boy. So, and what's his name? Academics is Jamaican. Don't forget that. Academics is a Jamaican, even though he's playing American a lot. So he supports Drake 100%. You know what? I seen a performance of Kendrick in the UK. He had a big audience, man. He had a sold out arena. So I guess it's 50-50 because people thought no one liked Kendrick in Toronto performing, and he had a whole sold out type of show, if not 2 nights, right? Kendrick done good in Toronto. If anything, people thought he wouldn't do good at all. But before this whole beef, Kendrick already had fans a long time ago, right? Pure late, but that's kind of good in a way. You know what? I know it was because SZA was there, but in a way, yeah, you want the man them like hip hop, but you want the ladies out still. Nothing wrong with that, man. Drake got the ladies out too. Nothing wrong with that. They buy the tickets. Nothing wrong with that shit. But in regards to right now, because I'm talking the news, people are talking about this whole. You're right. You don't know. It was expensive shit still. Even some people like Kendrick, they ain't going, and it's mad crazy expensive. A lot of the shows, period. But recently BET and the Soul Trainer Awards been canceled, or they're getting rid of it. I don't know if they're fully getting rid of it, are being canceled, but it doesn't matter anymore because BET is not owned by black people. It's been owned and getting re-owned by a corporation. It was not owned by black people or a black individual for a long time. And I feel a lot of the awards were hating on Drake for a long time. This is what I observe. They only give the awards to the people who are going to come to the show. So the people know they're going to win the award before the show even airs. So if you are not going to come to the show, they're not giving you an award. And Drake has not been getting any awards, even though he's been getting all these achievements over the years. They gave Kendrick it. What about Dr. I could talk about him, man. Bless up to Dr. Umar. China owns BET, but BET is not us. We do not own it. It's a corporation. And the awards I feel in BET is rigged based off of favoritism. And that's one reason Drake has not won a lot of awards when it comes to hip hop or even music, because he's not going to that shit. Right? Um Dr. Umar, hmm, Dr. Umar, man, you know what I feel? He's very intelligent. He does his thing, but what's catching him, he's on the internet too much as a person who's supposed to be very important. You can be on the internet, but a man who talks a lot about the system and has influence, and they know that where he gets his money from, he's on Instagram too much, and that's what happened. They caught up with him, the hackers, and they stole or took whatever they can get, right? Some people call Dr. Umar a scammer, right? I would have to, someone who have to describe it for me how he's a scammer. Allegedly, um, he does ask for money wherever he goes. He does ask for money, right? No hackers, you don't feel so he's saying he's blaming his ex and his daughter. He's blaming them because they've been having a campaign the last, what, 3 months against him, calling him out, saying he's a bad father, and bringing up his history. You think Dr. Umar is going to prison? You think so? For what? Never know, they might dig up some old stuff. But I don't know. I don't know anything bad. I'm not saying he hasn't, allegedly, about Dr. Umar. The only dirt is him and his ex and his daughter, right? That's the only thing I know. All I know is he takes money for his appearances. He could do that if he wants. He asks people to send, I guess, a donation or money to his account or whatever, his PayPal or whatever. And guess what? He got thousands or hundreds of thousands of people who do, right? Give him money. Reddit going bad on him. Reddit? I could bet. We on Reddit too. Yeah, I could bet they're going bad on him. But this is it though. Because before the internet stuff, I studied like a lot of black leaders or people who are talking against the system. When you do those things, you are a target. Even if it's not real, it's not true, they're coming after you to smudge, like screw you up, right? So he got caught. What, 100s of millions, brother? I don't know. What did he get caught with? What did he get caught with? Right? No one's perfect, but in this day with the information age and all this stuff, he should be real careful. See what they done to Shannon Sharp? Shakedown. See what they done? Boozy is coming back on him. The 2 years ago, the gun charge with Boozy. Probably going to jail. There's a whole bunch of them. School, yeah. The Marcus Garvey School, right? Pat and Acker. Yeah, he better have. How long does it take for the school to be built? So maybe The money was frozen or whatever by the government, FBI, because of complaints of all the money he's been getting, and he promised some school to be open. You know, America has some funny laws. They will charge him with something, some type of thing they'll bring up. They're going on a hunt for anybody who's influential, who has money, so that they could, prove a point. That's what's going on. They're going after everybody. Dr. Umar, if I was Dr. Umar, you could be on the net, but I think you should stay off for a while. Stay off the live. Deal with your business, and maybe might be better off, right? Mm, go. Damn. If that's facts, what you told me, Big Chill, his ex went to the FBI and told about the scam, he's done. He's done. Anyhow, there's any facts that that's who froze his account. And people are just gonna make more content. I'm waiting till like something else more comes out, and then I'll make content. I already made content about that guy a couple one or twice, a couple times, not too much, but the one what I made, it went good, pretty good. Dr. Umar, man, just hope it's not true. Just hope it's not true. But what else news is going on right now? There's a lot of things going on in the world, man. But here at home with this Caravana stuff, what just passed, it was a good Caravana. It was, yeah, Twitter's always going crazy. But yeah, this Caravana what passed, it was a good Caravana. I didn't hear too much crazy stuff. If anything happened, it was away from the event. Away from the event. And Big Chill, you're an OG. I had to mention to some younger guys that they think the internet sensationalizes a lot of things and makes people think things are worse. I was telling them it was worse back in the days. Caravana used to have a lot more violence going on before and when it was going on, and after more things was going on. Tory, you think Tory's coming out? A lot of people don't think he's coming out. Hopefully he does come out. I thought he would have came out already after that tape was released, of the security talking about how he's a witness. Well, like, Tory's case has so much holes in it, it makes me sick. Like, normally when it's like, especially a gun case, you would have seen, like, they would talk about the gunpowder they found on him, that, like, nothing. You didn't even see a x-ray of the bullet what hit her foot. It was like crazy. Yeah, he's gonna get deported. It's better off anyways. It's better off if he does get deported. Probably can't go to, if he gets deported, he can't go to America probably for a couple of years. If he gets deported, probably has to stay here for like 5 years. He could go anywhere else. Trump been helping a lot of people. He should help Tory. You know why he should help Tory? Because Meg the Stallion was going for his opposition. She was going against Trump. That same Meg, she was all doing twerking to get that lady to become president. So if Trump, I don't know, maybe that went over his head, maybe doesn't know, but if he knows about that, he will pardon Tory. Yeah, he should pardon Tory. You pardon Kodak Black, you pardon Lil Wayne, you pardon who else? I forget, but he's been pardoning a whole bunch of people. Puff Daddy wants to be pardoned. I heard that's a rumor. They never asked Trump for no pardon, right? I heard that's a rumor. Never asked Trump for no pardon, but Tory case, there's too much holes in that case, man. He should be pardoned, man. He should be out. Like, the story is he knocked the gun out of the girl's hand, Meg's friend, and that's why it probably ricocheted and hit her in the foot. Makes sense. The gun was facing the ground. He knocked it. One of the bullets maybe hit something. Glass went in her foot. right? That's what happened. They don't. It's a conspiracy against Tory. I already done that. There's a conspiracy against Canada. There's a conspiracy. Look, like I said, 3 to 4 guys been at the top of the game in the urban music scene in America for the last over a decade. They don't want to see. They're smudging Drake up. They already got Tory. The only guy is Weekend, and Weekend's behaving himself. He's quiet. Did these people ask Trump? He said no way. I'm hearing the opposite. I heard that he didn't ask it for anything. That's what they're saying he didn't ask. I don't know who's telling the truth right now. Don't know. But man, oh man, I know. I'm just gonna go back a little bit to the first story I was talking about. That shit is about to hit the fan when for Mr. Five, when that interview pops out. If it pops out. If Adam puts that interview out, a lot of shit is gonna hit the fan. The reason Adam said he didn't put it out, because after he got stabbed in the neck, he felt like he needed some time. He kept asking and asking and asking. Top five, but top five was like saying, nah, I don't want it out, man. And now he has beef with him. So do you see how he flips? I just have to say this. Because he's cool with Vlad, he's saying, fuck Adam. Oh, this is the thing. Top is not dumb. I'm going to give you guys this news. You know what's going on? Adam22 is getting investigated for that fight at No Jumper with Whack 100. Right? Yeah, he probably is hiding in the Airbnb 5. But yes, that's what's going on. 5 is not dumb. This is what I'm going to give you. Right? Even though he does his antics, Adam22 is in trouble. He's in so much trouble that his platform might get shut down, because if they're charging Adam and Wax named in there, but they're charging Adam allegedly, this is the news, with the assaults at his place, right? The headquarters. There's this guy who got beat up really bad, really, really bad at No Jumper. It was news for months, right? And some witnesses were around. This is when Loose Cannon was around, that whole atmosphere, because he got interviewed there. But yes, that's the hot water he's in. And what's his name? 5 probably said, no, 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 no. Since this guy's in heat, because he's in heat too, like, let me go with Vlad. He's more safe, because Adam22 got the popo, which you already know, long time watching him, the feds, aka the feds. So that's why he wants Vlad's thing to come out first, because Adam and Wack, they're facing a lot of shit. Hot for on the streets. They've been hot for that guy for a long time, boss. They've been hot for him. But yeah, that's what it is. Adam's in trouble right now. Wack is in trouble right now. Those two guys are in trouble right now. The No Jumper platform, don't be surprised. Either it makes somebody take over it, or it's finito. So 5, that's why he's going with Vlad, because Mr. What's his name, No Jumper, is in trouble. You guys banned, check this. They banned me on Reddit from their page. They banned the D2E from their page because I put out, this is why they banned. I put out the interview I done of Loose Cannon on there. You get what I mean? I shared it in their community, the No Jumper community, right? Of Loose Cannon. So I don't know what they didn't like on there, but that one, and I shared stuff before, nothing happened. But because it's Loose Cannon, they removed it and they banned. So that shows me that they're guilty. Yeah, they banned. You ever hear Reddit ban people like that? They banned me because I put up the interview I done with Loose Cannon. I don't think I really talked anything about Adam really in there. I just was saying that's where a lot of people go and stuff. And he said a couple other things, Loose Cannon. Never really said nothing bad about the no jumper, but maybe he does have an eye and he watches and he listens and stuff, because I made a lot of content saying he's a Fed and saying they're the hip hop police, even Whack 100. I made content, a lot of content on that, a good amount of content, but I never put that up on the Reddit. Reddit, remember, this is Reddit, right? This is Reddit. The man they banned me on the no jumper community. That's funny, man. That is funny. But yeah, you can check us out on the Reddit, Down to Earth Podcast Network. Yo, bless up to Torontology. They love the people in that community. They love our content, man. I found the algorithm. They love D2E content. They take it in more than anyone. They love it on us on Torontology, man. They love us. Bless up to you guys. I don't know who's running that shit, but they love us compared to the haters on the Instagram, right? Even on Twitter, we getting love on there, man. We ain't that big, but they respect. hmm They show respect. So bless up to Torontology, right? They never banned. They're not biased. They never banned me. You know how much stuff I put up of top five and the shit what's going on in Toronto? They love it. They love it. But yeah, Adam22 is in trouble. I say it one more time. Adam22 is in trouble. Whack 100 might be, he was saying maybe a civil suit, may be in trouble. Am I surprised? You guys talk a lot of shit. You guys talk too much about fucking cases and paperwork. You don't have no hip hop artists coming on your platform because most real hip hop artists don't respect no jumper shit. They don't respect it. That's why you got no name gang members going on that platform. Heard from Sean. Oh, still. When did you hear that? I never heard that. Respect to both of them. Respect to Friday and respect to Dirt. Shall I don't know when that happened. They must have been talking about something. Tell me, fill me in. It must have been when episode or something. Someone must have brought up something, and the name came up because I interviewed What's the Dirt not too long ago, about a couple weeks ago. So it must have been something they're talking about in conversation. I don't know. I would have to check it out. Was it on an episode? Fill me in. Well, respect to Friday. He's putting in work. Respect to What's the Dirt, putting in work. Now, for the Toronto content makers, this is what's missing. Oh, respect Friday. This is what's missing, and we love hip hop. This is what's missing from us. We could fucking shake shit up in Toronto. We could shake it up, and I'm gonna say it because you're witnessing this. If all the main hip hop or urban platforms do something like a round table, right? Yeah, man. Much respect. What's the dirt? He's good. If we were to do a round table Friday, whoever the rest of them on We Love Hip Hop, us, even GTV, right? With Vegas and his brethren, right? Who else? Trying to see who's relevant. I don't want to disrespect anyone, but everybody who I see putting in work is GTV, us, We Love Hip Hop. Trying to think who. If I can't think of nobody else, no one's really putting in work. I mean, really talking about stuff. So if we do that, that will show unity with all minds coming together and just talk about what's going on. I guarantee the American platforms will recognize that shit. You get what I mean? They will recognize that shit. You got GTV, you got We Love Hip Hop, and you got us all in one room. I guarantee the Americans will be talking about us the same way they got that culture or whatever that united. Yeah, because people are gonna bring up Drake and they're gonna, you know, show Drake respect and there will be criticism, but we need to do that shit. That's what's missing. That's what's missing. And let me tell you straight up. And what's the dirt? And what's the dirt? Let me respect for that. And what's the dirt? And let me tell you, if you have all of us sitting around talking, that that culture united is not gonna test that. They can't test that. I seen who they have on there. Those guys can't test that. And we're from Toronto. They can't test that. I don't give a shit. I seen who's been on that. You have We Love. You have us and GTV and What's the Dirt. They can't test that. I know that 100%. Respect. What's the Dirt, man? He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. I talked to him. You know, I got the personal. So we talk. Yeah, man, that would be proper. That's what we need. That's what could change a lot of shit. I've been saying certain things like this for a while. All this, we got to show our example, especially as OGs. If we show this, this will help the artists. Trust me, it will shake stuff up, man. It can happen. It can happen. I believe because it's not like everybody has their differences, but it's not like that. I saw the GTV at an event not too long ago. I seen Friday a couple of times. Um, What's the Dirt? We both talk, right? So yeah, do some. It would be good at like 11 o'clock, right, on a Friday or a Saturday. That would be good. I just putting that out in the universe because I think that's what they need. Because sometimes it's like people are going against one network and saying that guy's a clown. He doesn't know what he's saying. Blah 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 blah. But then if there's another guy to say, "What are you talking about? This man done put in work. This guy has the knowledge. What are you saying?" You get what I mean? And they hear like everybody bigging everybody up and building and say and giving people the knowledge. Trust me, it would be a threat. That would be on every that'll go viral, man. That'll go viral more than Toronto. It'll go. They'll call us the Drake guzzlers and blah 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 whatever. But I'd break down Kendrick Lamar. I'd break him down, and I'll break up the hypocritical shit. How you guys all of a sudden don't like Drake? Yeah, we need a girl on the panel. What girl would be good? I'm trying to think who. See, that's the problem too. I've been talking about. There's not enough women content makers, especially in Toronto. I don't know who. I don't know who. Honestly, I'm trying to think. That's bad. I can't think of any, right? I really can't think, but that's what we need, man. I'm putting that out there. We need to do that. Let's see if people come together to do that. But that's what needs to be done. That's that segment. Respect to What's the Dirt, We Love Hip Hop Network, respect to GTV, and the rest. I can't say anything because we go deep. Every platform I've mentioned with us, we go deep. We say certain things where they're not popular compared to the other ones where cookie cutter and all they talk about, oh, the celebrity lifestyle. They're not talking about any serious, they go over the serious issues. They're scared to talk about the street stuff. They're scared to talk about history. They're scared to talk about politics. They just want to talk about everything they see on Instagram. Talk to man. Man, you know what? I don't know how I respect him, man. I don't know, man. We had a couple back and battles, a couple of things. I'm not tripping. We had a couple battles, but yeah, man. If he hears this, whatever might be in a clip, right? Yeah, it would be big for Toronto. I'm putting it out there because I'm gonna straight up. We are known. We know we got a face. GTV, respect, they got a face. We Love, of course, has a face. I can't go past that. Respect to Extra Gravy, but they're not into the stuff what we're talking about. We don't just do the podcast. I do reviews, right? We do the news of around the world, some not just local, around the world. and different type of content what not all these platforms do. You get what I mean? And we actually go outside. We go to events. The people do know us out in the streets. They know us, not just on the internet. They know us out in the streets. Me and my brother Rastafari Samurai. So, and my brother, man, he got it. You don't see him as much sometimes. You probably see him on the clips, but he got a lot to say. He's an OG too. So, and he loves hip hop. My brother is a hip hop junkie to the max, if not more than me. He's a hip hop junkie to the max. And when I ask him about Kendrick and Drake, you know what? As much as he don't like Drake, my brother, as much as he don't like Drake, you know what he said? When I asked him, who do you know, songs you know, Kendrick or Drake? He says Drake. So I'm gonna put it a little bit out there, even though he will say whatever, not popular. He like a little bit of Drake, man. Because if he's saying I know Drake's song, I don't know Kendrick's songs. Just Rastafari Samurai, you know Drake. So it'll look good because no one's biased here. You're getting people from Toronto where, yes, people show respect to Drake, but my brother's not gonna. You can't say he's a kiss ass or a Drake guzzler. He's being honest. You get what I mean? We have an interview with Glasses Malone, and we were talking to Glasses, right? We were telling him how it is. He asked why Drake don't tap in with us or tap in with any of the platforms from Toronto. It's like we couldn't answer. It was like, fuck. This American is asking why he don't wanna tap in with the local people. It's strange to him. So imagine how strange it is to the rest of people. It's like, why doesn't Drake tap in with any of you guys? If he knows that people are talking about him, giving him respect, why doesn't he tap in? I don't know. It could be because he's big headed now. He got a lot of money, and he feels that he don't want to help the small guy because straight up, he goes on anyone's platform from Toronto. You're on another level. All the Americans will be posting your content. You'll be getting thousands of millions of views on your YouTube channel. You'll be getting people want to interview you now. Big names want to interview you because you interviewed Drake and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about no funny business like Aiden Ross. I'm talking real questions. You're getting down to earth, as we say. We're asking him real shit. Let's see if it happens. Like I said, it's not just Drake, right? We got to remind them that Weekend, who y'all love, is from here too, and Tory Lanez, who you love, is from here, and Party Next Door, who you love, is from here, and what's his name, Nav. We got to remind you guys. But it would be epic if we all come together. It's time. Everything, we got the artists, we got the platforms. Now it's time to show some unity because hate is not getting us nowhere. It's not getting us nowhere. But yeah, that's enough of that. But respect to all the platforms in Toronto. I know it feels like competition, but we're not. We shouldn't be competing against each other. We should be uniting to, because look, there's not too much of us, but there's a lot of them, right? The more of us connect, the more we are stronger, like Voltron, right? Recently, not too long ago, there was a big earthquake, like I said, from Russia. Tsunami destroyed a lot of things in Russia. Now it's quiet. You don't hear nothing about it. Big earthquake, huge earthquake. Went many places. You don't hear nothing about it anymore. Even though social media is big, you don't hear anything about what happened to that tsunami, if it's still going on. What happened to the tsunami? Big 8 point something earthquake, one of the biggest earthquakes in a long time. All I heard that Russia got some damage, but nothing else. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But this is the news, man. And respect to all the Reddit people who's coming on the platform now, slowly making their way. That's what I like. I like that traffic. The Twitter people. Respect to everybody we got a mature crowd. I know I have a mature crowd because the certain times I see things move in the analytics, right? Most of my people, they're working or they're coming home right now. So they go sit down, and if they tap in, it's around 6. Oh yeah. Oh God, man. You know what? Because I follow the news from years, there's been a war almost forever, man. From I was in elementary school, there's been a war. I'm kind of sick of the shit, right? I've been hearing about this war business with Palestine and Israel from I was in grade school. From Arafat, PLO, going all the way until now. They should have a state. They should have a state. But if I talk about that, that's another episode, man. Because I know the real, man. And the real will hurt a lot of people. They'll probably shadow ban me or do whatever for what I know, man. Happy 420. You're right. It's 420. I was going to roll up a spliff, which I'll roll up later on. Don't forget, besides D2E, I have another podcast too, right? And that one gets shadow banned a lot. That's about the weed, right? Myri Jane podcast, about to get bigger soon. The Myri Jane podcast. Had it for at least 3 years or so. It's another podcast. It's a cannabis theme podcast, educational podcast about the cannabis culture, right? And the communities and the laws, the education. You could check it out on Spotify, Apple, all that, all those platforms. The Myri Jane podcast. That's how the podcast's growing. Respect to Stoner P, one of my co-hosts. No aliens in the middle. No aliens in Middle Earth, brother. Aliens? Oh God. Don't let me talk about this alien business because there's no the alien business. I don't believe aliens coming from space. I don't want to go deeper because people are going to think, where I'm going, but I don't believe no aliens is coming from space. I believe we might have other beings, what's been hiding on Earth or are on Earth with maybe a higher knowledge, but they are from Earth, right? In the biblical Bible, they describe a lot of certain individuals as aliens. So, the same way we have black, white, Asian, Indian, right? Different races, this is just another, if you want to call it, humanoid. I don't believe the things that are flying in the sky is coming from space. I believe it's coming from here. And if you watch certain things recently, they're kind of hinting that right now, right? Reptilians against little gray giants, Bigfoot. Yes. So a lot of things are Hollywood made up just to twist it a little bit. Because right now, for the last couple of years, instead of space now, the aliens are coming from the water. Right? And I don't know, I don't want to go too deep, man. If you know about the ice wall stuff, that the aliens are coming from, beyond the ice wall. Right? I don't want to go more deeper, man. Because how many mermaids came up when the earthquake. Yeah. So there's other beings on Earth, right? And if I was to tell you that the real space is the water, I don't know how people are going to take that, but the real space, I believe, through my analyzations and, because I used to believe all this alien shit growing up, is that the real space is the water. We don't even know can't even pierce the ocean. You don't know how deep it goes, right? And the so-called space, no one has gone, there's no proof. It's government people telling us this shit. There's no proof. I can't see it. We don't know what's up and what's down, what side or whatever. We don't know. We just have people who write books and tell us things. Yeah, I heard about that, man. I know a couple of years ago, City TV put something. It was a fast clip of a mermaid in a tank, and some people thought it was fake. They never joked about it, and you never saw it again. Never saw it again. That clip. Only certain people seen it, right? Yeah, we don't know what's real. We don't. When they tell us stuff, if they could lie about history and we found out about them lying about history, lying about science, why are we believing them when they're telling us about other things, right? Because the other day, growing up, correct me if I'm wrong, they used to say aliens is a hoax, you're crazy, you're mad, you're psycho, you believe in aliens, blah, blah, blah. They would put people in, like, institutions because you're talking about aliens. Now, all of a sudden, it's real. All of a sudden, the government is saying it's real. We got all these things, but back a couple years ago, you're crazy. I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's probably different types, a whole bunch, right? Yep. Like I'm saying, there's other types of beings what are intelligent on Earth, but as we started to build and evolve, they hid, right? Yeah. And if there are aliens, the Bigfoot would be one. The mermaids would be one, because the definition of an alien, people don't really realize what the definition of an alien is, and it's not what they put in the movies. I'm just saying. It's not what they used to call black people aliens. All right? Yeah. They used to call us aliens. Different race, different people they were calling aliens. Right? They have the story of the alien. God sent down the angels, and they slept with the human woman, and then they became evil, right? And the babies were these super beings, right? Which these beings, they said God crushed them with the water, but they probably survived. Some of them. That's in the Bible. So aliens are another name for angels, too. Fallen angels. So people got to look on it. And God crushed these angels, right? Yep, you're right. He crushed them. Did he really crush them, or did they just go under the ocean deep and they're now mermaids? The descendants. But yeah, man, that's some talk some people ain't ready for, man. They ain't ready for it, man. But I gotta respect the people, like I said, all the supporters supporting. Things are gonna be, coming up for us. Um, there's some interviews coming, which is not from Toronto. I'm glad a lot of people actually using the D2E email. We got some industry people, like some real corporate industry people we're gonna interview. I got a big music exec who I'm gonna interview in a couple months, right? Because these type of people who are important, they don't just come on your platform. They take a couple weeks or months, and they actually give me a bio who they are. Respect to everybody who's been listening to the Spotify. I'm going to tell you, I'm giving a gem. If you're a podcast, it's very, very, very important to not just be on YouTube, but be on where officially a podcast is, because recently I've been getting a lot of emails or requests from their agents or whatever managers to be on D2E. So season 10, especially as fall and winter comes, you're going to see some people you never seen on any type of platform before. These people are like millionaires, big millionaires, right? Respect. These people are millionaires and they like to listen. People don't realize real podcast listeners are supporters. They don't watch YouTube all the time. Majority of them listen. They go onto their phone, their app, their Apple or their Spotify, and they listen. And all these people, they even telling me details what they watch and what the conversation and what they liked. One of the episodes that we done and we talked about Meg Thee Stallion and Tori, they loved it. This music exec, he loved it. Yeah, man. Much respect. The real podcast clip. Yeah, man. Much respect for tuning in. Yeah, recently there's a couple executives. They listened to the Spotify and they emailed us and said how they want to be on there. They want to talk about it. one of the guys who's an executive who been a boss for a whole bunch of companies, right? He liked the Tory and the Meg thing. This guy been involved in a lot of record labels, like running them, right? I don't want to say his name yet, but we're getting a couple people. I've been kind of lax for maybe 2 years, but we got links to some actors in Hollywood and some wrestlers, which you're gonna see some different type of people on our platform, not just music. You're gonna get some actors, you're gonna get some directors, and not from Toronto. They're gonna be from Hollywood. You're gonna see some of your favorite actors maybe on here because I have the link to get it. We just right. You see us now. You're gonna see something else, right? But they like a lot of the content. These executives. I got a scientist coming on. Who else? I got a guy who's in AI technology. He wants to talk about his AI technology company. All right. Man, I got this Asian brother who has an entertainment rave company, goes all around the world and does festivals, and he incorporates it with Bitcoin and stuff like that. A whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, I had at least 20 to 30 requests for interviews in the email. And these people are international, these people are millionaires, right? So interesting to hear their voice. They want to get on the platform and speak what they know, the knowledge and stuff. I'm really interested to speak with the guy who was helping with which record label. There's a whole bunch. He had a whole list of people like who are known, right, in the industry. I swear he said Meg the Stallion, right? And he knows about Tory. Um, which label? I think it's Epic Records. A whole bunch. I can't remember, man. This man had a long resume, but respect to you when this audio comes out. Yeah, people, please subscribe, support, because that's what helps, right? Like I said, a lot of controversial shit I said on this platform. Um, and I don't know. Oh, Boozy. You see Mr. Boozy? You've been on Vlad, right? You've been talking. And they're gonna I think they're trying to put him in prison, right? For the last 2 years ago he had a gun charge. 2 years ago he had a gun charge. And now they're gonna think of sentencing him. Recently in an interview he had with some guy in America, they asked him about the battle with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. He's all for Drake. He's all for Drake. He was bigging up Canada, Boozy. He was bigging up Canada. And he was bigging up Drake. And he basically supports Drake and not and he was kind of he being careful but kind of throwing shade at Kendrick. So that could have hurt him. You never know. Social media could hurt you. So and and those Vlad interviews, they probably want to shut him up. Set an example. He talked about the LGBTQ community a couple times. I don't know. But people, please subscribe to D2E, the Down to Earth Podcast Network, the Down to Earth Podcast. It's your host, Sean Myrie, and I'm out.